I'm a singer slash makeup artist slash hairstylist.
Yup.
Baby, 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 ever since the day I saw you.
You know what? Cause you don't know my name. And I swear it, baby, it feels like Alright, so now we can get into this video. As you guys know, I have been, or by now you guys know, I have done a review on the little New York and makeup palettes. I've done a review on them. So I'm basically, my goal is to just use all of the palettes so that way I have like an actual basis to go off of. So with that said, today's look is going to be a halo eye. So yeah, let's just get into it. So right now I'm actually going in with the NYX mixing medium as a primer. I don't know if I've ever talked to you guys about this. I feel like I have. If I haven't spoken to you guys about this, I've spoken to people in real life about this. I happen to love it as a base. I think it works amazing as an eyeshadow primer. I'm just going to church fan that dry. Gotta get the Holy Spirit up in here. I'm not even religious. Okay, that feels pretty dry. So I'm going in with tapping motions on a sort of flat shadow brush. I mean, it's rounded at the end of it, but it's a flat brush. And I'm just tapping, not swiping. Look at the color payoff, you guys. I know my camera quality is not the best. I've been using the same camera for years. Absolutely stunning. I mean, I think this is even better than the BH palettes I grew up with. And I say I grew up with because I get the feeling that they've changed their formula since newer things have come out. I could be wrong, but I would imagine that they have. It's important to change every once in a while. Give yourself a second chance. Sun is about to go down. So what you doing tonight? So I'm going in with this sort of brownie chocolate, almost fudge-like shade to me. More like a mousse, like a chocolate mousse. It's not really a fudge. When I think of fudge, I think of like a dark brown color. And I'm going in with that shade around the yellow that I just applied, sort of deepening those corners, going right into it, not wasting any time. I think I've seen a few different videos in the past where I've seen people like apply their lid color all over and then go in and apply the darker shade. I'm not doing all of that. I'm just gonna go in, lay it down, blend it out, lay it down again, blend it out. And then lay it down some more and blend it out again. Going back every so often and re-enhancing the colors you've applied. Shoot, can't use that brush now. Alright, so shifting from the Under the Sea palette to the Autumn Spice palette, I really like the browns in this shade. In this palette in particular. I want to build it up a little bit more, so I'm going to go in with the Mocha Mix palette. And that's the only thing that's killing me right now. I don't have like a really, really dark brown shade or black even in eyeshadows. So as much as I want to build this up right now, I kind of can't. But yes, as I was saying earlier, it's all about building it up. And creating depth. I'm going to go back in with that yellowy shade just to re-enhance the yellow in the center there. I really like the color payoff right there. What I don't like is that it's only right there. So I'm gonna just lightly, starting from that little point, kind of move up. Once again, starting from that little point down below, move up. This is gonna help to give me a little bit of a gradient. And then I'm gonna go back in a little bit with a brown shade, dipping into a little bit of an orange. Tap off the excess. And this is just gonna help me keep everything blended. All right, she's happier with that. Now I'm gonna go back in underneath with that brown, that deep brown shade. And I'm gonna go underneath my lash line here at the bottom. And then I'm gonna go back into the Under the Sea palette, get this yellow shade. What is this yellow like? It's yellow like SpongeBob, but I don't know what else. I guess the sun reflecting off of the ocean. I don't understand why this yellow shade is in the Under the Sea palette, but it is. So we're just gonna be okay with it. Because, you know what? It's not my palette. I'm not the owner of NK Makeup. I would like to see their inspiration photos though. I am getting a lot of fallout at this point. Fallout, I ran that word together. I'm getting a lot of fallout at this point. Not too mad at it. This is why I opted to do my foundation last. And as you guys know, I like to custom mix my foundation. So I'm not worried about it. Gonna lightly tap this sort of burnt orange color. I don't want a lot of, I don't want a lot of color necessarily. I want a nice wash of the orange shade, and I'm gonna use that to blend out above the eyeshadow. Okay, I don't hate it. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go off camera, do my face and my brows, and we'll just see what we're talking about. We'll see what's going on. Kind of feel like I like it, but I want to go back into the Under the Sea palette with my regular shadow brush as well as my oh wait, I put the mirror down. As well as with my blending brush. I really want to enhance this yellow shade. Okie dokie. So I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said, I'm not a fan of halo eyes. I did sweep the eyeshadow on this side to give it more of an angular look and kind of complement my eye shape more. And I'm going back underneath with all the fallout in the world to create this little bit of dimension down here. Which honestly I think gives the eyes not a doll-like feel, but it almost brightens them up and widens them up. Now originally when I did this look the first time, I wanted to go into this look with a little bit of shimmer on the lids, but instead of doing that, I moved too much. Instead of doing that, I'm actually going to go in with gloss, because you guys know, well, maybe you don't know. If you follow my Instagram and you followed my YouTube before I deleted everything, you know I love glossy looks. I love glossy lids, and I figure why not? So let's see what it does, and ooh, that is pulling the color right off, girl. That was my watch. But I know how we're gonna fix that. Oh, okay, you know what? It's actually not pulling the product off, but it does make it look completely different. It's almost like the eyeshadow itself is being absorbed by the gloss, as the gloss is a liquid, obviously. Even though it's a very viscous liquid, it's still a liquid, so I guess it makes sense. The darker shadow is still very visible, it's still very pigmented, it is still very much so there, but it does kind of take away a little bit from the yellow. So what we're going to do to fix that is actually go in with the glitter from my dupe flash palette and kind of just dot that. So we get to have some shimmer, okay? Full circle. I don't hate it. Put a little bit down there. And even though I absolutely love glossy looks, I'm not exactly sure how to blend this. Like, should I mean, I'm just gonna dab the edges with my finger and hope for the best, but because on camera I would just take it up and then do that and then dab the edges with my finger, but I'm not trying to do all that. I'm in the house, I'm not leaving the house. I'm gonna put some gloss on my lips. Going in with that shimmery shade, and I'm really just popping it right at the edges. Yes. Okay, I love this. Did I say I didn't like halo eyes? I'm taking that back. With that said, this is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm feeling it. I love like a very dark editorial kind of like kind of look. I do actually, you know what? Now, I'm not a huge fan of these like roll up eyeliners, especially the ones that can't roll back down, because to me there's like almost no way to sanitize it aside from breaking it, which I will show you guys exactly what I mean by that, although it is self-explanatory what I mean. But for the youngsters out there who have never seen someone break their eyeliner or eyeshadow or pencil or whatever before, sometimes it's the only way you can clean things. Or Wayne Goss if there's another way. Jordan Liberty, someone. Lisa Eldridge. Went a little too high on this eye. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, breaking your eyeshadow. Just break the point off. A lot of the times I'll do that like on a napkin or something, but I'm at home. I'm actually gonna squeeze my lids together. Not the best thing for the skin, but I'm doing it. I wish I had some lashes. I really, really love this look. I can't wait to like show you guys the look in other videos so you can kind of see it in a very natural, I just did this sort of way. But yes, I wish I could get rid of this double chin. I mean, technically I can, but I can't. Anyhow, this is the look. This is a halo eye. Honestly, I would say that this is a great way to kind of get that gothic look without going all black. You already saw, like, we really didn't use any black except for the hang on. Did not plan for that. Anyhow, except for the under eye, except for the liner. There we are. That looks a little bit better. So anyway, you guys saw we didn't use any black in this look whatsoever with the exception of the liner. So this is kind of how women of color can get that gothic, sultry look without having to go in and use black all over their face. Let me just say, if you like to be super, super bold with your makeup in that way, in terms of color instead of style, do you. I get made fun of enough. So I think this is a great way to achieve the look, get the look without having to look crazy. And we got the look while reviewing the NK makeup palettes as well as the task cam. So hey, 3 for 1. All right, bye. Bye guys.
Waking up anew.